Welcome to my workshop. My name is Kara. Today we're going to be doing some holiday DIYs. We are going to be using some, you guessed it, scrap wood. I have some old fence pickets that I'm going to be using, and we're just going to be making some cute little mitten cutouts and some stockings. These are a little smaller than I wanted to make. However, I don't know, I might use this as a stencil or I might freehand it so I can make it a little bit bigger. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So my plan is to use my scroll saw back over here to cut out some mittens, pairs of mittens. I'm gonna do 2 pairs, so 4 mittens total. And then I might do like 3 or 4 stockings. And then we will stain or paint. Again, I haven't gotten that far. I think I'm gonna paint though. I've got some green, red, and white. I think we just jump right in and get to the cutting. So I've got, like I said, some old fence pickets. I've got some already kind of cut up here, some different sizes, and then I've got more over here if I need more. This would probably be a pretty good palette project too. If you had a palette that had some thicker slats, it would work just fine. So my plan is, which may change because, you know, things often change when you start doing a little project like this and you get halfway through it and you just have to shift. So my plan is to cut these out on the scroll saw. I'm gonna start with the mittens and then I'm going to sand them down, handy dandy sander here, and then we will work on the finishing touches when we get there. So overall, I'm anticipating this to be a pretty quick DIY and something pretty simple and easy to do. I traced my mitten on this one, and then I'm just gonna trace it on this one too. So I used my Cricut to cut out the stencils for the stocking and the mitten. However, if you didn't have a Cricut or anything like that, you could buy stencils. I am almost positive you could find some online somewhere. Or you could do what I used to do before I had a Cricut, and that was find a cutout or just a blank outline of an image that I wanted to make. So of a mitten or a stocking cap, a little hat would be cute too. And then I would print it out on normal printer paper or cardstock and use my scissors. Yes, just a pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife, utility knife, something like that, and cut it out and then just trace around it. And I would do the same thing I do now and round out any edges. The only thing that's bad about that is you can't trace like exactly, so you kind of have to have a steady hand. But you know what? It worked, and I did a lot of crafts that way, and they turned out great. So here's an option. Projects like this, when I'm making these intricate cuts and have corners and tight corners at that, I love my scroll saw. It is fantastic. It works so great. It is easy to use. Highly, highly recommend if you do a lot of things like this. Scroll saw, fantastic. Okay, our mittens are cut out. I'm going to trace a stocking I traced my stencil and then I just made it a little bit bigger and altered it how I wanted it so it was the size I wanted. Because the stockings are so much bigger than the mittens and I have less corners to make in small tight spaces, I did decide to just go ahead and use my jigsaw, and it worked fantastic for the stockings. I do, however, don't think it would have worked great for the mittens. They were just too small and rounded and all the corners and all the things. Okay, we've got our mittens, our 3 stockings, and now I'm going to sand. Now it is time to paint. So I'm going to start with my mittens and paint these, and then we'll move on to the stockings. So for the first pair of mittens, what I think I'm going to do is paint the cuffs white, and then I'm going to paint the mittens red. And then on the other ones, I'm going to do the cuffs white and paint the mittens green. I may do a little distressed look to it, so it might not be full coverage, so the wood can kind of come through, and just do a light coating over top of it because I really like the way that looks. The stockings, I've seen a lot of different things out there, so we might do something really simple with them, or we might kind of do the same thing we did here. I haven't fully decided on the stockings yet, which is why I'm gonna do the mittens first. So we'll do the mittens first, and then we'll move on to the next. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the mittens dry completely. I haven't fully decided if I'm gonna add like a snowflake or a snowman or something like that on there. So you'll just have to wait and see when I hang them what I did. And then I'm going to stain the stockings and do the cuff part white, just like we did with the mittens. And then we'll see what I wanna do from there. I'm thinking I might just do like a bow or something, or maybe just a little snowman. Something like that could be cute. Maybe Merry Christmas, Holly Jolly, whatever, right? Noel, all the things. So we're gonna start with stain. I'm gonna do Early American for my color. And then I will do the white. We are almost done. So nice, quick, easy, kind of fun, festive. Good morning. Our stockings are nice and dry. Whoop, whoop. So they're nice and dry. I've got a lot of stuff here in my craft room. I've got some different ribbon options that I can do, or a whole tub of just random Christmas ornaments and decor and things like that. So I'm gonna kind of sift through there and see what I want, and then we'll go ahead and do our stockings. I also drilled some holes this morning so we can make little loops for them to hang up. So let's go ahead and jump to it. I went ahead and added wire through our little holes that we drilled this morning. I used my handy dandy pliers and just twisted it together on the ends to make it nice and secure. I really like the look of this black wire. I think it adds to the rustic look of the stockings and the mittens that I'm going for. I added wire to the other two stockings, and then I just dug through my box of goodies and my ribbon collection and decided what I wanted to do for each stocking. I will say the one thing I did know before I decided fully on what I was going to do is that I wanted to do each stocking different, so I had 3 different stockings. So this first one here, I found some little bells. I put on a ribbon and I just glued that on, as well as a bell ornament that I strung through the wire at the top of the stocking. On the second one here, I did go with the white and black checkered ribbon rather than the green. And then I stuck to that same little decor piece. It has a foam back with a sticker on it, so it made it really easy. I didn't have to glue that. I did glue the back, though, to keep that ribbon on there. And for the third stocking, I went with the more Christmas traditional red and green. I tied it on the front here, and then I just added some of the other pieces from my goodie box, and here we are. Okay, so here are the mittens together. I am really happy how they turned out. I like that, again, I did something different for each set of mittens, and the snowflakes was definitely a win. Good choice. Final look at the stockings. Again, really happy with the choice of doing them differently for each one. And I like the look. They turned out great. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed these DIYs we did today. If you did and you want to see more, go ahead and hit that like button, follow me, and I will see you next time.